Sponsored by FlexiSpot again.
Behold, the world's cleanest gaming setup. So clean, it's literally invisible. It was featured in the background of a Glarsis video, a Linus Tech Tips video, a public speech from the president. It was literally on the moon and nobody knew. And this is it going into a dump truck.
Nice.
We proved an invisible setup was possible. Now, it's time to dethrone myself. Which is why we're taking it one step further. I'm rebuilding from the ground up, starting with the E7 Pro, sponsored by FlexiSpot again. They upgraded their desk, and I upgraded my setup, and that's why you can see my feet right now. Bigger, faster, more invisible? This is not foreshadowing, but I literally reached out to like a small country for their cloaking material, to which they said, why do you want it, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? What? No, you can't have it.
First, we're gonna upgrade the mouse by switching it to a trackpad that's built into the desk, because that's what a bunch of y'all said to do. Just kidding, trackpads are stupid. This is me not talking to you because you suggested a trackpad, and trackpads are dumb. While the first iteration of the mouse was super cool, it actually had quite a bit of latency, as many of you kindly pointed out.
What would be a way better solution is if we created an electromagnetic field that was about 1 inch tall. And then if that electromagnetic field could detect a disturbance in it in a specific precise location and then coordinate the mouse accordingly.
This would mean the position of your hand could be detected without it actually touching the surface. And then touching the surface could be what causes the click. And all you'd need is this tiny little coil of copper,
2 grams.
That could like be in my finger.
So instead of taking 15 years to build one like a total loser, I bought this.
Look, that's like as big as a mouse pad. See, this puts off an electromagnetic field.
So we'll embed this into the surface of the desk, and the touch pen is just a tiny little copper coil.
They make gaming mice like you're gonna pay like $300 for their ultralight gaming mouse. Why not do this?
And I'll not show you it later, because it'll be invisible.
Last time, I was incredibly dumb. If your desk has a keyboard built into the surface of it, it's like not a desk anymore, it's just a really large keyboard. Have you ever tried eating off of your keyboard? Some of y'all probably have, man. Some of y'all greasy fingers touching the Xbox controller. What would be a way better solution is something that looks at all of your fingers
as they rest soundly on your E7 Pro desk, which can raise up to 440 pounds and is extremely stable at max height.
Wow. But can also give you haptic feedback like a vibration every time you type. Maybe, I don't know, it's like the size of a quarter? So I have it programmed where it toggles W when I tap. So like I don't have to finicky like ooh, I get a type right here on this spot. I just tap anywhere. That's actually sick. That's sick. There's my keyboard.
Now for the PC itself and the desktop, that's where it started to get a little more funky.
It looks like my name's Chris and I'm about to fix your internet. This is a piece of wood, but not just any piece of wood. This is a prototype of a very high-tech, specifically designed for PC parts prototype.
I had people email and offer 10 grand for the last one. But this one is priceless. So while the FlexiSpot E7 is still a great desk, I needed the top tier for this one. The E7 Pro. It's got a one-of-a-kind cable management system. There's like this magnetic felt cover, and this is satisfying.
So satisfying.
The perfect upgrade for our upgrade. So it can fit full-size PC parts, but because it's a prototype, it comes
with a bump.
Now I am working on a design that doesn't involve a bump at all.
I may or may not be working on potentially making these available for purchase.
In the meantime, on this one, we're modifying the panel so that it's totally flush and invisible, and
it has a hinge where you can access the stuff inside of it. Last time, if something went wrong, I didn't show y'all, but I opened it up, took an hour every single time.
For the PC itself, we're going with the Asus ROG Scar 18. The cooling on it is just the best. They sent me this one, shout out Asus. I'd have bought it if they hadn't sent it to me. Now, getting all of this to work together was really the fun part. When I was 17, I started a brick and mortar phone repair company, and I actually ended up with 3 locations. I thought it was so cool that it just even existed. There was one small problem. No, literally, it was very small. It was my frontal lobe. I had not a clue what I was doing. One time, I hired this lady that was 8 months pregnant, and I'm not even joking, I wish I was. I was baffled when she was a no-call, no-show 1 month later. Ended back up in goblin stance because I didn't press the up button on my FlexiSpot E7. I actually did not know what happened. I hired this other guy that was in a biker gang, and I showed up to the store one day, and it smelled really bad in there. Like 50 gallons of rotten potatoes, and I would know. Kind of a lot of flies flying around, and I was like, what's going on? And he left a cardboard box of uncooked meat under the sink for a week. Didn't fire the guy. And I mean, I don't really blame them. These are just the people I chose to hire. The things that I chose to do. And this is pretty hard to admit, but probably the dumbest thing I did is I just didn't understand how inventory worked. So like, I honestly have no idea how much stuff was stolen from the stores, and I just never knew. I don't really blame me though, because I was pretty young, I was pretty dumb. What I like to tell people is that it was my college, because it took about 4 years, I made lots of poor decisions, and it left me with an incredible amount of debt. But I did actually learn some things though. I learned a lot of what not to do. I learned how to disassemble and assemble electronics. And I took everything I learned, everything that I did wrong, and carried it into the rest of my life. And that business? Yeah, it ended up in the dump truck, man. It was rough. Trying to upgrade this hologram screen got even funkier. I had this idea that if I could create a perfectly thin sheet of smoke levitating in the air, that I could project the image onto that. Now, this is called laminar flow, and there are machines that produce laminar flow that are extremely expensive and like for medical stuff. So what I did was try and build it out of corrugated plastic. On top of my exceptionally stable FlexiSpot E7 standing desk. See, because all you need is a bunch of tubes that straighten out the air. What I found is that if you do this, you can create a fairly thin layer of smoke and project an image onto it, which is really sick, especially if you can get rid of the turbulence. The only problem is that then your room is filled with smoke. Smoke detectors. To be honest though, that still looks sick. The thing is, if you circulate the air to get rid of the smoke, then it's turbulent, which makes half the screen not a screen anymore. So I thought, what do I want to do with any upgrade? I want to take what it is and make it better. So last time the screen was about 20 inches. And this time, I'm going to take my same extremely expensive nanoparticle film and do it 4 times bigger. And not only that, instead of having the projector mounted inside the desk, I'm going to mount it inside the wall. That way it can also be about 5 times brighter, and I'll hide it behind a 2-way mirror.
Now all the goblins that live in my walls can watch me.
And then I'll wirelessly transmit the HDMI signal, and then it's all ready. Now, one final FlexiSpot shout for making this all possible before we do the before and after. That right there is a FlexiSpot E7. I've been using that one for a very long time. It's an excellent desk for your basic needs. And those who need more lift strength and more foot space now have the option of the FlexiSpot E7 Pro. And they've got the new FlexiSpot C7 chair, which was epic to sit in after building all of this. Use code BH730 for a $30 discount on your C7 or E7 to not only support the channel, but get a product that I stand behind and have owned for many years. Should be able to just unplug the thing and everything still works. That's insane, dude. Yo. I'm playing Minecraft on an invisible gaming setup. Like, I knew it was probably gonna work, but at the same time. So I think it's important to just do things sometimes. Just build something and be wrong so that you can learn what's right. Sometimes it hurts and a bunch of people on the internet find out how inept you are, but it gives you a chance to try again, to do something you never imagined was possible.
It's insane. It looks nuts.
But I don't think it's perfect just yet. Does anybody have a hydraulic press?
If I were to illegally acquire some cloaking material from a country that's pretty sussy, and if I were to wrap the entire thing in said cloaking material, it would look like this. It's what it would look like had I done that. I found snow. How festive.
Just passing through.